We are the group 5 and our topic title is How I Spent My Summer Vacation by Cristina Hidalgo. I am the leader of this group and here's the members. Pangilinan Rowan James, Gunyo Janeric, Velasco Kyle, Navarro Sunshine, Nadivas Roana P. So the first reporter is Rowan James.
Author's background. Cristina Hidalgo is a 78 years old from Philippines. She was born on August 21, 1944. Cristina Hidalgo is an award-winning Filipino fictionist, critic, and pioneering writer of creative non-fiction. He is currently Professor Emeritus of English Comparative Literature at the University of the Philippines, Diliman, and Director of the University of Santo Tomas Center for Creative Writing and Literary Studies. Title of the story. This story is about a girl how she spent her summer vacation. During her vacation, she thought that the place will be boring because it's different from the place she lived in. The surrounding furniture, paintings, books are all old. Then she realized that she likes it days a day. And the moral of the story is even that the place, things, and people are as usual to us, we have to try and accept eventually we like it soon.
Next is genre. Ang genre ng story nito is realistic fiction dahil ang storyang ito ay maaaring nangyari o naganap sa totoong buhay. Maging ang mga characters or bida dito maaaring totoo pala or nabuhay talaga. Kung makikita sa title, ito, How I Spent My Summer Vacation, ay tungkol sa bakasyon ng isang babae 15 years old na ang mga nabanggit sa kwento ay maaaring totoo or nangyari talaga sa totoong buhay. Next reporter.
Setting. The first setting is on Diliman. It was summer at that time when her mother took her to Diliman to spend the summer vacation with her Tita Alicia. Second one is the butterfly farm of Tita Alicia's friend. This is the place where they went through after they spent their first morning together. The third one is Tita Alicia's shop. This is the place where they went after they went to the butterfly farm. They went to Tita Alicia's shop that is only connected to her house. It looks like a Japanese bridge. This is where Tita Alicia worked. And last one is the study room. This is the place that she saw a beast.
Characters. Ang mga pangalan ng characters is Alicia, Carmen, Patricia, Miling, Tristan, Mr. Ben, Mr. Ronnie, Miss Dider, Tanya. Alicia, or mas kilala bilang Tita Alicia, ang role niya dito ay siya ay tita ni Tracy o mas kilala bilang Patricia. And she is also a cousin of mom of Patricia. Second character is Carmen. Ang role ni Carmen is the mother of Patricia. Sunduin at ihatid si Patricia sa kanyang tita. Ang attitude ni Carmen ay hindi siya nagtitiwala basta-basta sa isang tao. Maging sa kasambahay nila, hindi siya nagtitiwala dahil hindi niya ipinagkatiwala yung kanyang anak sa kanilang kasambahay lamang. May ugali rin itong pagiging istrikto sa mga bagay at sa pananalita sa loob ng bahay. Ang pangatlong characters ay si Patricia. Ang role ni Patricia ay siya ay protagonist o bida sa istorya. Ang attitude ni Patricia ay mapagmasid, mapag-usisa, siya ay mapag-imbestiga. At may ugali rin siyang i-describe niya yung isang tao at mapanglait rin siya kapag hindi kanya kilala sa umpisa. Si Tricia ay 15 years old na batang babae na maganda. Pang-apat na character, si Miling. Ang role ni Miling dito is isa siyang maid, pero ang turing sa kanya ni Tita Alicia ay as an old friend. Ang attitude dito ni Miling ay mahiling magluto, maglaba, at kadalasang niluluto niya ay boiled egg. At ang description niya ay si Miling ay 40 years old na babae. Panglima, si Tristan. Si Tristan, ang role naman niya dito ay friend ni Patricia. Ang attitude ni Tristan ay madaldal o sabihin natin talkative. May attitude din siya na palaaral. At dahil palaaral siya ay madalas pumupunta siya sa faculty ng kanilang eskwelahan. Doon siya ay nagbabasa ng mga libro. Si Tristan ay payat na binata at ang kanyang buhok ay straight na maitim. Pang-anim na characters, si Mr. Ben. Si Mr. Ben ay ang role niya dito ay maging kaibigan si Tita Alicia. Si Mr. Ben naman ay kaibigan ni Mr. Ronnie. Ang attitude ay mag-collect ng mga old things and mabait din siya sa kanyang kaibigan, matulungin sa kanyang kaibigan na si Mr. Ronnie. Meron siyang pangangatawan na long and thin, and yung kanyang balat ay medyo gray, and mukha siyang 50 years old. Ang 7 ay si Mr. Ronnie. Si Mr. Ronnie ay ni Mr. Ben. Ang role ni Mr. Ronnie ay upang maging kaibigan si Tita Alicia. Si Mr. Ben ay kaibigan ni Mr. Ronnie. Isa siyang journalist. Ang attitude ni Mr. Ronnie, mahilig siyang magtrabaho kahit sa mahabang oras, kahit ito pa ay magdulot ng sakit sa kanya. At hilig niya mag-collect ng mga antiques na things. Physical description niya, si Mr. Ronnie ay chubby and bouncy, but konting sported muscle, and mukha siyang 30 years old. Sunod, si Miss Deidre. Si Miss Deidre ang role niya dito is upang maging kaibigan rin ni Tita Alicia. Ang attitude ni Miss Deidre ay mapagkunawa, matulungin sa kapwa. At siya din ay may ugaling pagiging madasalin sapagkat madalas nakikita siya sa church. Ang physical description niya ay isa siyang babaeng nakatali ang buhok madalas, nakasuot na makapal na reading glasses, at hugis peras ang kanyang mukha. At siya ay 35 years old. Ang panghuli naman si Tanya. Si Tanya ay ang role niya dito ay friend siya ni Tita Alicia. May attitude si Tanya na may pagiging mahilig sa paggigitara and pagiging mapagbasa ng palad ng mga tao. Physical description ni Tanya is isa siyang babaeng maganda. Sa characters, and move on tayo sa other reporter.
So, sa conflict naman, man versus fate, Miss Deidre had a heartbreaking fate on her past. She has been in love with a dean of her college, but is already married, already have a family, and doesn't return the feelings for her.
Next reporter.
So, ito na po, we're going to talk about the essential parts of our story, which is for our plot, which is the first person, second person, and third person. First person is the storyteller or the plot teller is our protagonist, and that's about it. Second person is our a side character or a second character that is close to our protagonist, explaining our plot or story. Third person is an invisible invisible storyteller. Next, so here's our five of the most essential parts of our plot and our story. First is exposition. So I chose the part of the story which is clearly the first, is Diliman, summer at the time when her mother took her to Diliman to spend the summer. Summer vacation. This is told by our protagonist. That's why it has the first person on that paragraph or sentence. Second is rising action. This is where the story almost reaches the climax, but not really, but it gets into the action and it gets to the whole topic of our story. So I chose the butterfly farm from Tita Alicia's friend. So yeah, this is the place where they talk about a bunch of stuff such as the fairy tales about the Europe. And this was also no, not also, but this was storytold by a third person perspective storyteller. Next is climax. Climax is a where the plot pops off, and I chose the study room because this is where our protagonist saw a beast. I'm sorry, and this was explained and also narrated by the second person. Our fourth most essential part of our plot is falling action, where we go downhill to our plot and close to the ending. So I chose Tita Alicia's shop because this is where they went after going to the butterfly farm of Tita Alicia's friend. The place where they went after going to visiting the butterfly farm, as you can see right there. This was also explained by a third-person narrator. Next book. And lastly, the ending, which is the resolution. Clearly, as we can see right here, it's the ending paragraph of our plot or story. So I'm gonna read it for you to understand. As they finished talking about the fairy tales about the Europe, they had lunch. They made salad that's made from vegetables, also from Tita Alicia's garden. They talk about Patricia and a place called Mangdoro. It's a place in the story. I really don't know if it's an existing place. Next is they talked about bayong and champurrado, and also tuyo, which is fried fish. And after that, Tita Alicia talked about that. She mentioned that the summer vacation is almost ending. So as you can see, this is the last words that our protagonist said, and also the ending of their story. So I'm gonna read it to you guys. She talked about the summer. Oh, I'm sorry. She smiled her lovely smile, standing in the shaft of sunlight in her apricot-colored robe, smelling faintly of flowers and faintly of cigarette smoke. This was explained by second and third person narrating. So yeah, that's the most essential parts of our plot. And yeah, next.
So let's go to the literary devices. So firstly, let me tell you what is literary devices. So in literary devices, writer uses to express their ideas and enhance their writing. So in the story How I Spend My Summer Vacation, the author used simile, metaphor, hyperbole, irony, symbolism, and paradox that are literary devices that are used by the author. So the author only utilized analepsis or flashback in the plot devices in the story, in which parts of the events are narrated. So in the finale, it finishes with a happy ending. So we can also learn in this story that a relationship is not based on the length of time you spend together. It's based on the foundation you build together. So it's not about how long you both spend together. It is a relationship that you base in the foundations that you guys have made, and that's for the story.
Next reporter po.
At first, you can see it. You can see in the story that it's like a little girl telling her story about summer. The beginning of the story, their teacher asked them to write an essay on what's your favorite part of your summer. And in the story, the places is very well detailed. You can easily imagine it by just reading it. And some of the scenario about Miss Mercedes, about his past with the teens, tells us about you cannot let. I mean, just it teaches us to keep moving forward because we can control certain scenario or happenings in our lives. And with the story of the girl, it shows us that we should not let our comfort zone. I mean, we should not let ourselves to stay in our comfort zone because it gives us limitation to the world that we should exploring and discovering more stuff that are thinking.
So that's all our report. We are signing out, and again, we are the Group I. Thank you for listening.